Oh, Namaste Murli ji.
Namaste, Dharmaji.
This is nice to have a dialogue with you on this very important topic, the nature of problem. We had a dialogue, weekly dialogue, which happens here in study center yesterday, and I would like to ask you what was the that quote which we read yesterday.
Yes.
Just G laughed at quote. Then
Yes.
we may have a
Yes.
dialogue.
Actually, it is a conversation between Krishnamurti and Alan W. Anderson. And this short passage I have selected from the conversation number 4, where Krishnaji suddenly asked this question to Alan W. Anderson. Sir, any human being see what is happening around them. There's a lot of chaos, there is a lot of suffering. How would he look at it? What will he do? That is the question. And Krishnaji immediately adds that normally we act from a conclusion. We already know when you see something, and from what you know, you act. And Krishnaji is saying that won't solve the issue because every situation, every problem, what you see, need to be addressed afresh. That is his argument. And he plays it very, very, very beautifully. He's saying whatever ideas, conclusions, resolutions you come up with, that is not going to solve. You need to look at it with humility. That's a beautiful statement Krishnaji makes. You can't look at it from what you know. So when I saw this passage, I felt that will be very apt for our Thursday evening dialogue. And I'm so happy that you were there. And the dialogue actually opened up something very interesting. And I too had some moments suddenly, you know, Krishnaji saying that no, you can't be arrogant. This is what occurred to me when I was just part of the dialogue yesterday. That you just came yesterday and the world had been moving on for so many years with so much of issues. So you can't just come pretend as if you know everything and then solve it. So what is he talking about? You need to look at it afresh. What is he talking about? You need to look at it with humility, not with a state of mind that I know I will solve it.
Yeah, it was that. Shall I speak in Hindi? So everyone can understand because a lot of people are हिंदी भाषी और आप कंफर्टेबली अंग्रेजी में बोलिए, मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ. तो दो शब्द हमारे सामने आए. एक है विनम्रता, ह्यूमिलिटी, और दूसरा है ताजे ढंग से देखना समस्या को, लुकिंग इट एट फ्रेश. फ्रेश यानी क्या? व्हाट इज लुकिंग फ्रेश? क्या हम लोग फ्रेश नहीं देखते हैं? हाउ हाउ आई नो, मैं कैसे जानूं कि मैं बासी देखता हूं, मैं फ्रेश नहीं देखता हूं? थोड़ा इस पर कुछ प्रकाश डालिए.
To me, Krishnaji is very convincingly sharing in this short passage that we are trained to look at everything with a problem solving mode, and we are looking at from a knowledge bank that can't be fresh, that is always looking from the past. So he seems to be, Krishnaji seems to be requesting us to see what we are doing and not to look at it from the past, but look at it afresh, allow the problem to reveal itself. That's another beautiful phrase he's bringing in. If you come from the past, if you come from what you know, a conclusion, the problem or the situation is shrunk. It won't be able to, you won't be able to see fully, totally, completely. So this looking from the past and looking afresh, he seems to be really making it clear that if you have to learn, you can't look from past. You have to be looking with humility and seeing to reveal more of it. There's a lot more to understand, to see. We are never probably taught in that way, neither in the schools or in the culture or in society. But our problem solving mode is looking from the past. That's how I look at it. Don't you feel that way?
Yeah, I am. I want to know. I want to learn about it. Even this word, ये जो सीखना, ये शब्द अभी हमारे संवाद में आया है. इस पर भी मैं चाहूंगा कि थोड़ा और प्रकाश पड़े. पहली बात, आपने यह इस पर प्रकाश डाला कि अगर मैं समस्या का समाधान खोजने के लिए समस्या को देख रहा हूं, तो वह बासीपन से देखा जा रहा है. क्या मैं सही समझ रहा हूं? If I am watching a problem to solve it, then this very approach is not fresh.
Correct.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Then question arises. Usually I see the problem to resolve it. What does it mean to see the problem without the motive of solving it? And you are saying that solving the problem is different from the learning what is problem.
Yes.
It's a totally different thing. मतलब समस्या का समाधान करना समस्या की संरचना को सीखने से अलग है. अच्छा, ठीक है. या आप एक नई बात सामने लेकर के आ रहे हैं. तो बात आती है सीखना यानी क्या. प्रायः हम लोग सीखना जिसे समझते हैं वो है किसी चीज को याद करना, किसी चीज को चलाने में कुशल होना, किसी चीज में विशेषज्ञता हासिल करना, उसे हम सीखना कहते हैं. यहां सीखने से क्या आपका अभिप्राय है? आप व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय लर्निंग ए प्रॉब्लम, लर्निंग द to understand the very structure of the problem?
Yes. To me, Krishnaji brought this word learning very, very profoundly. But it is very simple, it looks like. Because a very young baby is learning everything by just seeing. It is just looking, and you can see the eyes very wide open, and they are not solving anything. They are just learning. So there is a learning which we all have started with, but maybe the education system, the society, guided us to give undue importance to knowledge gathering. So the learning now had become completely gathering knowledge, accumulating knowledge. So you go on learning a lot more things and then you become an expert and then you are capable of solving the problem maybe after 5 years, 10 years. That is the usual
approach.
approach in the world. But Krishnaji is saying the very fundamental approach of you don't know, so you are learning. You are not solving a problem, then you are not learning. When you are solving a problem, you have that expertise and you are trying to bring out your expertise. You are not learning there. You are only just performing what you have learned or manipulating, making adjustments to bring some resolution. But this learning, Krishnaji seems to be suggesting, begin from I don't know, as if I'm seeing for the first time what is happening. And in that looking, there is a lot more uh, getting exposed, or the problem or the situation is revealing a lot more thing. And I like that, way Kay is putting it.
आप कह रहे हैं कि छोटा बच्चा जिस तरीके से देखता है, वह बात तो समझ में आती है कि वो बड़ी उत्सुकता से, क्यूरोसिटी से, कौतूहल से देखता है, तो और फ्रेश देखता है, वो बात भी है, समझ में आती है। पर क्या वो बच्चा वास्तव में सीखता है उससे, या उसके जीवन में सीखना तब शुरू होता है जब याददाश्त उसकी इकट्ठा होने लगती? वो क्या सीखता है? व्हाट ही लर्न्स ओनली विथ ऑब्जर्वेशन?
Yesterday in our conversation also there was a participant who was bringing about a 3-year-old child um, playing. There is no compulsion for him to learn, but everything is in a playful way he is learning. But we pack that off very early. Then the whole life and responsibility, and you are going to class 10, you have to pass exams. All those things are very unnatural to the child. So I think we lose that instead of really opening up, understanding the depth of that learning. So I think no teacher had helped us to really go with that passion, understanding, to learn something. But they said, you learn this whether you like it or not, because this is going to help you in life. And this is same words are used, learning, but one is with a lot of interest, that curiosity, I don't know anything. The other is, I want to know this because I want to become somebody, I want to be, an expert, proving something. So the same word learning, we are either misunderstanding or we are completely lost that innocence of true learning.
तो एक बात, यह बात आपसे सीखते हुए मैं समझ पा रहा हूं कि जिस सीखने की कृष्ण जी बात कर रहे हैं, या जिस सीखने की तरफ आप इशारा कर रहे हैं, वह सीखना किसी विषय के सीखने से कम है। जीना जो कि बासी जिया जा रहा है, जिसमें कि सारी चीजें जो है दोहराव है, रिपीटिशन है, उसकी जगह पर विदाउट रिपीटिशन समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन विच इज फ्रेश। तो अब आर यू सेइंग दैट कि लर्निंग मीन्स दैट वेरी लिविंग इज fresh, and in that very living which is fresh, which is not of repetition, the problem which is in front of that living, it is getting much clearer. Are you saying that?
I think so.
I-
That's what, I like the way you are putting it. There is no motive, but we are living, so we are seeing. So seeing for seeing, and then there is a learning happening.
Oh yeah. Yes. तो मुझे ऐसा समझ में आ रहा है कि अभी तक मैं अपने ज्ञान से, अपनी अपनी समझ से किसी समस्या का समाधान इसलिए कर रहा था कि मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि जो जीवन की मौलिकता है वह उस समस्या से जुड़ी हुई है। एक बात मुझे जो समझ में आ रही है वो मैं कह रहा हूं कि जीवन का जो मूल स्वरूप है वह सामने आई समस्या से जुड़ा हुआ है। लेकिन जब मैंने समस्या को बिल्कुल ताजे ढंग से देखना शुरू किया, जिसमें विचार, जो ज्ञान आप कह रहे हैं उसका हस्तक्षेप नहीं है, तो सबसे पहली चीज रिवील हुई कि जीवन जो है वो उपलब्ध है, वो अभी यहीं पर है, और वो ऐसा भी जीवन है जो समस्या से कोई वास्ता नहीं रखता। तो फिर मेरा अप्रोच ही बदल गया कि अभी मेरे लिए समस्या वो सुलझाना इसलिए जरूरी था क्योंकि उसमें मेरी पूरी जिंदगी इन्वॉल्व है। जबकि फ्रेश लिविंग में एक बात पता चली कि नहीं, असली जिंदगी जो है वो बाहर की किसी समस्या से संबंध नहीं रखती है। क्या कुछ ऐसा?
It's so interesting. Living is the first aspect.
Yes.
We can't misplace that. And whatever happens, we are seeing there is no choosing in that. There is no solving in that. Who are you to solve? This whole world is something amazing. You are such a trivial creature now here. You are here to just see that. You are just to understand that. Allow that to reveal itself. Why are we putting ourselves into pedestal and trying to solve everything and make everything into a problem?
Yes. अब मैं इसको एक बहुत सरल से भौतिक उदाहरण से देख रहा हूं कि किसी व्यक्ति ने आकर के मुझे गाली दी। हिंदी इतनी तो आ रही है। किसी व्यक्ति ने मुझे आकर के गाली दी। गाली सुनते ही मेरे अंदर एक रिस्पॉन्स आया। तो मैंने आपसे सीखा है कि जो रिस्पॉन्स हमारे अंदर आते हैं वो हमारे ज्ञान से आते हैं, हमारी कंडीशनिंग से आते हैं। तो लेट अस सी दिस चैलेंज अफ्रेश। तो मैं देख रहा हूं मेरे भीतर क्या घट रहा है, क्या हो रहा है। उस देखने में जो भीतर मेरे घट रहा है, जो गाली से जो चोट लग रही है, उसके देखने में ही मैं पाता हूं कि असल में जो गाली है वो अपने से रिवील हो रही है समस्या। कि गाली तो मैंने कुछ अपनी एक इमेज बनाई थी, उसको चोट लग रही है, और इमेज जो है वो एक काल्पनिक चीज है, वो बनावटी चीज है। तो इस पूरी संरचना को दिखाई पड़ने में ये दिखाई पड़ा कि असल जिंदगी पे तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा। वो एक बनावटी चीज थी जिस पर गाली ने आकर के चोट की और खत्म हो गई बात। तो बिल्कुल एक अलग तरीके का फ्रेश रिस्पॉन्स आ रहा है मेरे भीतर से, जो कि ज्ञान से नहीं है, वो समथिंग, सम लव, सम कंपैशन काइंड ऑफ थिंग। ही so burning, so hurted that he is abusing, he is burning, he is throwing fire through the words. So the whole response changed without my effort, without my idea, if I am learning with it like that.
It's amazing the way you are saying. To me, if I am not approaching a person who is abusing me with a preset understanding about that person and that
About myself.
abusive, nature and the tone, then many things get revealed.
Yes.
This is my feeling that what is revealing there is something a lot more happens in myself, in within myself, in that very approach. I'm happy that you brought that word, that love. You see the person suddenly saying
Entirely
something
different.
you
Yeah.
don't know why he is saying, and actually when you say I don't know why he is saying, your total approach to him is different.
Different. Yes.
I think this is what the possibility, if we
It
are
makes
looking at
sense.
it afresh.
Yeah. And another thing came in our dialogue, ki humility, vinamrata. What do you mean by that humility? As we know, our parents says and our elders says, you have to be, you have to learn humility. You have to respect elders. You have to be very kind to animals, plants, like that. So in thought process, I collect uh, all those teachings, and I act. Is this humility?
Unfortunately, that is another misunderstood word. Can we really cultivate humility? Can we really teach humility? I think it is not possible.
So, what kind of humility you are talking about? I don't know.
Huh. So, can we really look at it in a different way? When I'm really learning, I don't know, I'm keeping aside all my past knowledge, that that very beginning is a sense of humility to me. Because if I, in our traditional system, that we have a respect to Guru, a teacher, because only then you can learn. But to me, if you don't have that humility, there is no learning. And that humility to me, again, case seems to be pointing at looking afresh as a simple human being. You don't know this is happening now. Again, coming back to the example, yesterday I saw this person, he was behaving differently. Today he is abusing me suddenly. I don't know what happened. Between yesterday and today, many things would have happened. And not concluding, not judging, I think that is the quality of humility. To tell that I don't know what happened to him.
Oh, yeah. So, मुझे ऐसा दिखाई पड़ रहा है कि जब मैं विनम्रता को साधने की कोशिश करता हूँ, तो वास्तव में मेरा जो रोजमर्रा का व्यवहार है, डे टू डे लाइफ एज आई एम लिविंग, दिस इज एरोगेंट, आई नो आई एम सुपीरियर,
Yes.
and being superior, being arrogant, I face many difficulties. So someone teaches you have to be humble, you have to learn humility, otherwise you will be always kicked out. So because it is not comfortable for my way of living, so I manage things कि चलो भाई ठीक है, हम थोड़ा झुक जाते हैं, थोड़ा अपने अपने को ही झुका लेते हैं, नहीं तो संबंध खराब हो जाएंगे और बहुत चुनौतियों का सामना करना पड़ेगा। तो अरोगेंट रहते हुए मैं एक विनम्रता को ओढ़ लेता हूँ। आपको देखते ही नमस्ते करूंगा क्योंकि आप मेरे बॉस हो, नहीं तो आप कुछ झंझट खड़ी कर दोगे मेरी नौकरी में। मैं विनम्र दिखाना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि विनम्र लोगों को देख करके लोग प्रभावित होते हैं कि कितने कितने मीठे शब्द से यह बात करते हैं, झुक करके मिलते हैं, तो बहुत इनके अंदर विनम्रता है, तो उसका सम्मान होता है, वगैरह वगैरह। तो मैं असल में मैं अंदर से अहंकारी व्यक्ति हूँ, पर ऊपर से मैंने विनम्रता का आवरण ओढ़ लिया है। तो आप कह रहे हैं कि ये असली विनम्रता नहीं है।
It is fake.
Yes, it is fake.
It is
I can
really
understand.
surprising that no, we have made humility into that, and we are teaching children also that. But that is coming from past. It is coming from intellect. It is coming with a motive, intention behind.
Intention behind, yes.
I want to avoid trouble.
Trouble.
I want to be in his good books, or I have to be, considered as a good boy. These are the intentions behind, which is smartness, which is
Smartness.
shrewdness.
Yes.
Whereas to me, it looks like when I really don't know, and the fact is, I don't know what happened to him between yesterday and today. When I just start from there, it's coming from heart. It's not coming from my intellect. And when things come from heart, they're different.
तो अभी जो कृष्ण जी की चर्चा हुई, उन्होंने कहा कि समस्या का जो सामने हमारी चुनौती है, क्या उसका हम सामना विनम्रता से कर सकते हैं? ह्यूमिलिटी, इज इट राइट ट्रांसलेशन, विनम्रता?
Yes.
ओके। तो अक्सर हम लोगों को ऐसा समझ में आता है, ऐसा समझाया गया है कि जब भी जीवन में कोई समस्या आए, तो समस्या का सोच समझ करके हमको रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहिए। क्योंकि अगर हम सोच समझ करके बहुत धैर्य पूर्वक उस समस्या के साथ पूरी क्या नुकसान हो सकता है, क्या फायदा हो सकता है, वो सब देख समझ करके नहीं चलेंगे तो हम नुकसान उठाएंगे। और आप अभी हमारे संवाद में यह बात निकल करके आ रही है कि फिर दिस इज द मैनेजमेंट, दिस इज स्मार्टनेस, इंटेलेक्चुअल स्मार्टनेस, कि हम फिर समस्या को बहुत होशियारी से देख रहे हैं। तो यहाँ पर कृष्ण जी कह रहे हैं कि ये तो आप होशियारी से समस्या को देख रहे हैं, तो क्या सोचना समझना, अपने ज्ञान से अपना फायदा नुकसान देख करके किसी समस्या से जुड़ना, समस्या का सामना करना, वो ह्यूमिलिटी से समस्या का सामना करना नहीं है। नहीं है। अच्छा, तो फिर सवाल पैदा होता है मुरली जी कि ऑर्गेनिक ह्यूमिलिटी क्या है? व्हाट इज द ऑर्गेनिक, मतलब सहज रूप से विनम्रता का पैदा होना क्या है?
The problem we see things as a problem only when, again, this came in the conversation yesterday, only when it is disturbing me. So, the very issue is inside me, it is not outside. And this issue is at a thought level, it is at a intellect level. But the fact is, whether you like it or not, things will happen. Yesterday, somebody will be greeting you. Today, that person may give a look at you. Tomorrow, that person may say a word or two, abusive way. Anything can happen. You don't know why that is happening. So, if you really understand this nature, this is the law. I come from a good sleep, and I wish you. I had a bad tummy, so I don't even look at you. But you can't judge. You don't know why. So naturally, you have no chance to judge anybody. You don't know them. You don't know why they are doing. So why do you conclude and then take a seat that I know this is wrong, this is how he is? This is our training. This is the age-old, education, accumulation, learning. Krishnaji seems to be totally questioning all that. You can't live that way. If you are starting with life, you have to start with I don't know.
हाँ, ज्ञान से हम नहीं समस्या को देख सकते
You
हैं,
can't look at the issue with your
वो समस्या को
knowledge.
और बढ़ाता है. तो यह बात साथ में समझ में आ रही है कि विनम्रता को विकसित नहीं किया जा सकता है, विनम्रता को ओढ़ा नहीं जा सकता है. We cannot cultivate the humility,
We can't.
and we cannot think problem to resolve it.
We can't.
And if we are resolving the problem, we are adding the problem.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, what does it mean to see a problem with humility when I am understanding that I cannot cultivate humility? What is that thing?
I think we are really looking at our life and we see that how difficult it is for me to understand everything. Every day, new things are happening. Every day, multiple things are happening. Every day, both good and bad things are happening. Pleasurable and painful things are happening. Is it possible to look at it and move on? You are not here to change the world for you, or you are not here to change the world according to you. To me, the mistake is when I learn and try to solve problems, I'm adding problems. Because I'm able to solve one problem, but adding many more problems. So the first thing is not to look at anything as a problem. Don't make anything as a problem, but learn. It may be pleasurable to you, it may be painful to you, but then learn what that pain does to you, what that pleasure does to you. I think there is a big window of learning the situation, learning my reactions, and maybe that whole thing will change our approach to people, things very differently.
सर, आप जो बात कह रहे हैं वह कैसे अलग है मेरे आसपास एक शील्ड बनाने से? What you are saying, how is it different from making a shield around me to protect myself?
Yes. The very approach from very childhood is to react and then feel bad and then shrink. Then we are trying to avoid many things. Say, all painful situations I want to avoid. From very childhood, we are being taught, and I am also learning that. So I avoid a person who is giving me gali. I avoid a person who is not going to agree with me. Whereas you can't control the other person. You can't withdraw from situations. That is not living. But is it possible to, like the previous example you said, somebody giving me gali, the whole approach can change. Then why should I bring a shield? Why should I build a shield around
Yes,
me?
that's it. So, टॉकिंग विथ यू, आपसे बात करते ही यह बात क्लिक हुई कि जैसे ही मैंने यह सवाल उठाया कि what is that what observation which is with humility, and that humility is not cultivated by me, in quotes.
Yeah.
This very question stopped me,
Yeah.
and and there is observation of the things which is going on. मैं थोड़ा दूसरी तरह से भी एक चीज मुझे ख्याल में आ रही थी, उस पर थोड़ा आज की सुबह संवाद भी हुआ था, उसको भी थोड़ा यहाँ हम लोग मांझते हैं, आपके साथ भी थोड़ा समझना चाहूंगा उस तथ्य को. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ प्रॉब्लम? एक व्यक्ति मेरे सामने आता है, आपके सामने भी है, वह आकर के आपसे कहता है कि व्हाट द ग्रेट फ्रॉड्स आर हियर, दे आर मेकिंग फूल, दुनिया को बुद्धू बना रहे हैं. आपके ऊपर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है इस बात का, लेकिन मैं उत्तेजित हो जाता हूं. तो समस्या कहाँ है? समस्या क्या उसके द्वारा दी गई गाली में समस्या है? चुनौती, चैलेंज, थोड़ा चैलेंज शब्द को भी समझ लें. चैलेंज विच लाइफ इज पुटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस एंड वी हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड. चुनौती का मतलब कि जो परिस्थितियां जीवन हमारे सामने लेकर के आ रहा है और हमको उसका उत्तर देना है. अब जैसे एक सज्जन यहाँ से गए, वो गाली देते हुए जाते, हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, हमको नहीं पता कि वो आदमी क्यों गाली दे रहा है अचानक से. हाँ, तो वो चुनौती हमारे सामने आई. तो चुनौती जो सामने जीवन प्रस्तुत कर रहा है, जिसमें हम कुछ भी नहीं जानते हैं कि कब क्या हो जाएगा. और समस्या वह जो जो उसने परिस्थिति हमारे सामने खड़ी की, जो परिस्थिति हमारे सामने खड़ी हुई, क्या वो समस्या है या समस्या मेरे भीतर है? क्योंकि आपने तो कोई रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया, आप तो मुस्कुराते हुए बैठे हैं, पर मैं तो उत्तेजित हो गया, मेरा खून गर्म हो गया, मेरी नसें तनने लगी, आंखें लाल होने लगी. Where is the problem? Problem is in outside, or problem is the way one is receiving the challenge? What do you say?
That's a beautiful, revelation to be in the conversation, and it looks like we are making certain situations a problem. In another way, we are the problem.
We are the problem. So I am the problem. This is the great revelation. ये तो बहुत बड़ी चीज हम लोगों के सामने खुल करके आ रही है हमारी बातचीत में, कि समस्या बाहर कोई है ही नहीं, समस्या मैं हूं, जिसने बाहर से आई हुई चुनौती को इस रूप में ग्रहण किया है. So let us open it much deeper, कि क्या जिस तरीके से मैं बना हुआ हूं, as I am, as my being is, as I am living, that this me is living, वो कई बार जो उसके सामने चुनौतियां आती हैं, चैलेंजेस कम्स, उनको वो बड़ी एफिशिएंटली, बड़ी कुशलता से उसका रिस्पॉन्ड कर देता है. क्या वह जो रिस्पॉन्ड कर देना है, वो दैट इज द करेक्ट रिस्पॉन्स, और इट मे बी नॉट करेक्ट रिस्पॉन्स? एक उदाहरण से मैं थोड़ा सरल कर दूं बात को, कि किसी व्यक्ति के द्वारा आकर के गाली दे दिया जाना, यह मेरे लिए कठिन बात है और आपके लिए यह कुछ है ही नहीं. अब मेरे अपने जीवन में बहुत सारी चीजें मैं बहुत आसानी से सुलझा लेता हूं. मेरे जीवन में जैसे कोई संगठित धर्म के द्वारा जो विभाजन है, उसकी समस्या है और मैं ताकतवर व्यक्ति हूँ, तो जो दूसरे धर्म का या जाति का या जो आर्थिक रूप से कमजोर व्यक्ति है उसको मैं दबोच लेता हूँ, उसको मिटा देता हूँ, उसका दमन कर देता हूँ, तो मेरे लिए वो समस्या नहीं है क्योंकि मैं ताकतवर हूँ। तो अब एक सवाल और खड़ा होता है कि द वे आई फेस द चैलेंजेस and sometimes those challenges are not problem for me, I easily deal with them. क्या वो भी एक सही ढंग है या जो सम्यक रूप से बिल्कुल एकदम परफेक्टली जो चुनौतियां हमारे सामने जीवन प्रस्तुत कर रहा है उसका रिस्पॉन्स कुछ और तल से होता है, सम अदर लेवल्स रिस्पॉन्सेज आर, क्योंकि कई बार मैं सही समझता हूं वो भी गलत हो सकता है। या आप थोड़ा प्रकाश
I
डालें।
think we are entering into an entirely different area of learning.
या
When I started reading and even having dialogues, Krishnaji seems to be bringing everyone to this point that the problem is in you, that you are the problem.
either I respond perfectly and I am satisfied
Yes,
or not.
yes,
There is the problem. Me is the
yes,
problem.
yes.
Yes, I can
So,
understand.
my understanding is, I'm just opening it to you, maybe you will also throw more light into this. These are two different things. I need to live in the world, I need to listen to people, I need to respond to them with my capacity, whatever happens. Maybe I may make a mistake, that's okay. But I don't know how the other person will respond to it, how correctly perceived by the world around me. I don't know all that. But what is left with me? Do I have a residue or not? If I don't have any intention, I didn't achieve or I achieved. I did correctly or I didn't do it correctly. I've done it at that point of time.
Yes.
That's over for me. Krishnaji seems to be suggesting move on like that. And if somebody else tell you what you did was not correct, listen to them. If it is not correct, oh sorry, next time probably I will keep this in mind. Move on. Because the situation is gone, it's over. Why should you have any residue about it? I think that residue is the problem. Residue is the me. Residue is the thought.
Mm-hmm.
We are not gone into this. Is it possible to do and move? And the real learning is this residue resolution. If I'm doing it without that past knowledge or any motive, there's nothing inside to react for tomorrow.
या आप ठीक बात कह रहे हैं। इसको थोड़ा सा और भी जो मैं चाहूंगा कि और थोड़ा इस पर प्रकाश डालिए कि एक व्यक्ति अपने पूरे जीवन में ऐसा समझता है कि उसने बहुत ठीक तरीके से जीवन जिया है। वह सुबह उठता है, दतुअन और कुल्ला करके, नहा धो करके, नाश्ता करके ऑफिस चला जाता है। वहाँ अगर वो सरकारी कर्मचारी अधिकारी है तो रिश्वत लेता है या नहीं लेता है, योजना बनाता है और उसमें बिल्कुल इन्वॉल्व है। अभी मुझे किसी ने लंबा एक मैसेज किया है कि जो कृष्णमूर्ति ने कहा है इट्स ऑल ब्लंडर, एंड इसी तरीके से बातें कही हैं। उनका कहना है कि जो दुनिया में जैसे सब कुछ चल रहा है वही परफेक्ट है, वो उनका अप्रोच हो सकता है, उनकी नज़र में वह सही है। और हम आप यहाँ चर्चा कर रहे हैं कि जीवन की जो चुनौतियां हैं, जो हमारे सामने पीड़ादायक रूप लेकर के आती हैं, जिन्हें हम समस्या नाम से संबोधित करते हैं, और वो तो समस्या है ही, वे चुनौतियां जिनको हम लोग बहुत अच्छी तरीके से निभा भी देते हैं, उनको वह करने में भी कुछ गड़बड़ है। वो गड़बड़ क्या है? क्या वो गड़बड़ कुछ ऐसी है कि हम वंचित रह जाते हैं, वी मिस सम डीपनेस ऑफ लाइफ, लाइक आई लाइक मैंने जीवन भर अपनी जाति को लेकर के खूब विजय हासिल की, चारों तरफ मान सम्मान हासिल किया कि मेरे परदादा ये थे, वो उस कुल के थे, इतनी बहादुरी से लड़ा, और चारों तरफ मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैंने जीवन भर अपने जाति धर्म के लिए अपना जीवन किया और बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ। मैंने अपने परिवार के लिए किया, समाज के लिए किया, ये बहुत सब अच्छा हुआ। व्हाट आई मिस्ड, अगर हम लोग उसको थोड़ा व्यापक रूप में देखें तो मैंने मिस कर दिया एक ऑर्गेनिक वे ऑफ रिलेशन which has nothing to do with division. Like caste to caste is division, and there is an organic way of relation which has nothing to do with caste, creed, religion, and uh, country's boundary. फिर या किसी भी चीज से उसका मतलब कुछ नहीं, वो मैंने मिस कर दिया। ऑर्गेनिक वे ऑफ रिलेशन मिस कर दिया, जीवन भर एक आर्टिफिशियल वे ऑफ लिविंग को संबंध समझते रहे। हमने एक वास्तविक जीवन को, जिसमें सुंदरता हो सकती थी, मित्रता हो सकती थी, जिसमें शायद कोई गहरा और भी राज जीवन का खुल सकता था, खुशी, जॉय, ऑर्गेनिक, जो किसी कारण पर नहीं है, वो खुल सकता था, वो सब मिस कर दिया, जिसका मुझे शायद पता भी नहीं चलता अगर आपसे या कृष्ण जी की शिक्षाओं जैसे से सामना नहीं हुआ होता। तो इन दोनों ही पिक्चर को देख करके अगर हम साथ साथ सीख रहे हैं जीवन के प्रति, तो यह बात समझ में आती है कि जब तक मैं हूं तब तक जो भी रिस्पॉन्स जीवन की चुनौतियों के प्रति किया जा रहा है, वो दैट इज नॉट परफेक्ट, दैट इज नॉट रियल ऑर्गेनिक लिविंग विथ इट्स होल कैपेसिटी, होल ब्यूटी, ये नहीं है। तो फिर मुरली जी थोड़ा अब इस पर प्रकाश डालिए कि what is that, how to give opportunity, that natural way of living, natural way of how to वो कैसे खिले, वो सहज रिस्पांस, नैसर्गिक रिस्पांस, जो कि मेरी बनावटी संरचना के द्वारा नहीं किया जा रहा है। Am I making myself clear?
Yes, yes. I would have definitely missed quite a bit of your beautiful language. But what the gist I understand, I have great respect for people who are trying their level best to live a disciplined life. But to me, that discipline cannot be predetermined by me.
Yes.
That is something wrong.
Yeah.
That is not, it doesn't look right to me. But I have complete respect for those people who have been very devoted that way of life. But I'm actually inviting all of us to think that life expresses in man, woman, plant, any animal. It is life. You can't divide that into superior and inferior. It is life. Any creature which has nervous system has pain, has the same feeling like you and me. I have no right to tell someone else what they should be doing. So I can only learn for myself. I can only, grow, expand, go deep in this learning. This is more natural because there is no limit, there is no eligibility. Anybody can, start learning anytime from anywhere. It is not predetermined. There is no qualification. That looks, more universal. It looks more appealing,
More organic.
more organic, more correct than dividing. You are a man, you are a woman. Um, your parents have not done it, so you are not eligible. You are not from India, so you are not eligible. None of those things really organic. These are all man-made. These are all synthetic, thought-based. The rules and regulations and the discipline, everything look artificial. It is coming from the mechanical intellect. Whereas if you keep aside the intellect, what comes, what flows is probably, as you said, the love, the compassion. It has its own discipline, it has its own beauty, it has its own fragrance. It touches people. Otherwise, we become more machine regimented. We may bring an outer order, but it doesn't have the fragrance of love.
Yeah. Or we cannot cultivate those things.
You can't cultivate.
So, is there a way to give opportunity to flower these things?
I think that is something I'm really thrilled when you said you would like to start a school. And the parents and the teachers are much more important than the students. Our job is to intervene when it is required, but not to interfere, not to impose. To me, I feel the brain is in a default mode. It will shrink whenever there is a painful situation. But to really allow that to be a learning occasion, learning situation, to look at it, let us see what happens. This kind of a approach will bring about a different human being. This is my feeling. It's a great opportunity if we can begin in that way, dealing with children, dealing with each other, allowing anybody to point out and listening to them. Because our conditioned mechanical approach is not organic, it is pre planned.
हम्म। कल संवाद के बाद मैं अपने ऊपर प्रयोग कर रहा था और ऐसे चुनौतियां सामने आती रहती हैं. Somebody yesterday said me that I don't know, you are a great fraud or you are enlightened. I don't know. और ये दोनों ही बातें एक कटाक्ष के सेंस में कही गई, क्योंकि जब संवाद हो रहा है और कोई हम आप संवाद करें, व्हाई आई से यू आर इनलाइटेंड, व्हाई इफ यू आर लर्निंग, व्हाई आई से यू से मी दैट यू आर फ्रॉड, ये बिल्कुल बेतुकी सी बात है। तो ये चुनौती सामने है। जो कंडीशन रिस्पॉन्स है कि भाई उस आदमी को हटाओ या वहां से हट जाओ, ये रिस्पॉन्स यूजली आता है। या फिर आप उस आदमी को सबक सिखाओ, अगर आप और दूसरे तरीके से भी हैं। पर आपके साथ या कृष्ण जी की शिक्षाओं के साथ सीखने के क्रम में यह बात आई है कि दिस रिस्पॉन्स इज बाय डिफॉल्ट, it is coming with you. You are going to do this response. What is that response which is unconditioned? Yeah, what is that response which is not mechanical? And by raising this question, and of course, we understood in our dialogue that thought, that विचार जो भी हैं वे एक संस्कारित संरचना का हिस्सा है। आपके अंदर जो उबाल आता है या आप चुपचाप शांत हो जाते हैं, ये एक संस्कारित कंडीशन रिस्पॉन्स का हिस्सा है, पार्ट ऑफ द कंडीशन रिस्पॉन्स। तो यू कैन नॉट यूज द थॉट, thought cannot be used if this question is raised. What is that facing the challenge which is not by me, because I is conditioned, and I is conditioned, thought is conditioned. If I do anything, it is conditioned. It made mind completely silent. And first thing what happened there, that there was no any reaction kind of thing usually happens. So this life is absolutely clear, calm, and in calmness and in इस शांति में, इस मौन में थोड़ा सा प्रेम का भी एहसास आया कि यह व्यक्ति इतना क्यों खिंचा हुआ है, ऐसा क्या इसके जीवन में दुख है जिसकी वजह से यह दूसरे के ऊपर चोट पहुंचाने का, शब्द चोट करते हैं, घाव करते हैं, यह व्यक्ति दूसरे को चोट पहुंचाने की ओर क्यों है, अपने घाव ये क्यों चारों तरफ फेंक रहा है, ऐसा क्या है। तो आप अगर खुश हैं, शांत हैं, मौन में हैं और आपके अंदर एक प्यार का एहसास है, तो आप किसी को चोट नहीं पहुंचाएंगे, बल्कि दूसरा अगर चोटिल है, दूसरा इफ समवन इज हर्टेड, यू ट्राई टू डू समथिंग कि इसके भी कुछ चोट खत्म हो। तो दैट रिस्क देयर, इफ देयर विद दिस क्वेश्चन, what is that response which I am not doing, and in this question thoughts are not involved, thought cannot be used, a motive cannot be used, one cannot do effort, my all actions are ceased, some awareness is there, I felt what I am sharing, some awareness is there, and in that awareness some entirely different of action is going to take place.
When I read the message what you have shared in the morning, the normal response is to react. If somebody say pleasing things, I'm happy. If somebody say unpleasant things, I'm angry, unhappy. That is the normal reaction. Now, the discussion we had yesterday really pointed out the problem is in you, you are the problem. And actually, apart from this body, the me is here. Whatever is reacting is me. Now, if that is the issue, when you really question, is that so? When you really question that, for a split second, there's nothing really.
It breaked.
It pattern is broken instantly. To me
Broken.
also, that was something amazing. When you shared that, and then you have no material to burn. That's gone. It's empty
It's
now.
gone. Yeah.
Then what you see
It
is
is not you are
it is
seeing.
not your seeing.
It is. It is.
It is seeing.
It is seeing. That's it.
Then until another set of thought pattern enter,
Yes.
the pattern is broken.
Yes.
It's such a relief. It's such a release.
Yes. Yes.
Anybody can experience this. It is possible for anybody.
Yes.
And what comes out is something inexplicable. I don't think anybody can put it in words.
Yeah. So the problem is not outside. Problem is the way I am facing the problem and watching what I am without the watcher.
Yes.
If I am watching myself, then that will be another, there's just a flow, another kind of flow. तो जब हम ये सवाल उठाते हैं कि क्या हमारा कोई ऐसा देखना, नॉट वी आर प्रोजेक्टिंग समथिंग, राइट नाउ व्हाट इज माय वे ऑफ बीइंग, व्हाट इज द ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ माय वे ऑफ बीइंग, entirely different kind of thing is taking place. A awareness is taking place which is not cultivated by me,
Yes.
and responses are taking place which are not produced by
No.
me.
And one more aspect, this can't be cultivated.
This can't be cultivated.
It
This is the
happened.
beauty.
Yeah, it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
So the understanding the problem, as we started earlier in beginning, as we said in beginning, understanding the problem like a baby is entirely different kind of approach to the problem,
Yes. It's just watching, it's just looking.
without making more hurts. Someone hurted me and I am hurting him or her back.
Not
This
reacting.
is
Yeah.
this is increasing hurt.
Yeah.
But someone is hurted me, if there is observation, hurt drops and something
Exactly.
that's-
There is a possibility of something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Here are some comments I can take. Yes, Rajendra Parik. Sir, there is a difference between response and reaction. Most of the time, we react instead of responding. Yeah, we talked about it. And when you are being poked by someone or provoked in a way to instigate and make you react. जब कोई आपको उकसा देता, हाँ आप बताइए सर प्लीज.
No, I think we justify our reaction.
हाँ.
But what we have is only to see the person who is saying something, provoking me, and I getting provoked.
हाँ.
Now, if I watch that, will I get carried away by that provocative state? That's something we need to look at in each one's case. To me, it doesn't look like we get carried away
Mm-hmm.
if we are seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Only when we are not aware, we get carried away.
Mm-hmm.
Then things go out of my hand.
Huh.
I also give him gali.
इस अभी कुछ दिन पहले मैं एक छोटे बच्चे को देख रहा था, उसके घुटने में चोट लग गई थी, खेलते हुए वो गिर गया था, और वो जहां भी जाता बच्चा वो अक्सर चीजों से लड़ता भिड़ता सरकता ऐसे चलता था. तो जब भी वो किसी चीज से लड़ता था या किसी दूसरे व्यक्ति से छू जाता था तो उसका घाव दुख जाता था, वो शिकायत करता था. used to complain that today why everyone is touching my that wound. Why everyone is against me? He was angry towards everyone. Everyone is against my. Everyone is trying to hurt me, and always it is touching. और हम लोग भी सोचते हैं कि आज ही यहाँ पर क्यों बार बार टच हो रहा है. Actually, what happens? You may throw light that always we touch somewhere, but when there is a wound, it hurts.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
So, if someone is poking me and I am getting hurted,
Yeah.
then it indicates that there is a wound.
Ah, yes, I am carrying the wound.
I am carrying the wound.
Yes.
So, it's better not to react to him.
Exactly.
Why I am not curing my wound?
Yeah.
If requires a very high degree of self-awareness to remain neutral or untouched by such external factors. Sir, I think it is nothing to do with the external factors.
Oh,
It is just to seeing, observing where there is the wound,
yes.
and understanding the wound. It's curing the wound. And if there is no wound, how can anyone hurt me?
Poke. Yeah.
तो इन्होंने 2-3 बार ये बात लिखी है. It requires a very high degree of self-awareness to remain neutral or untouched by such awareness. Sir, what is the awareness? Are we going to be aware, or there is a awareness which takes place when we explore naturally, when we want to understand, when we raise the question, is it the way or some other ways to learn? I always blamed someone that these guys are hurting me. But if I understood that no one is hurting you, it is the wound. वो उनका जाने कि क्यों हर्ट कर रहे हैं, पर आप क्यों हर्ट हो रहे हो? क्योंकि आपके अंदर घाव है.
I think what you have said just now, you test it out. Are you aware that you are getting pain by him and her and someone else? Then the problem is inside you.
Yes.
It's not outside. It is not the others. So, first being aware that I am getting hurt, and then
And problem is here, not outside.
not outside.
It is already begun to
That's
organic
awareness.
awareness.
That's awareness.
वो तो शुरुआत हो गई अपने आप. मेरे अंदर चोट है तो मैं जानूंगा कि कब कब
Yes.
चोट दुख रही है, तो पता चलेगा.
When I'm not aware, I'm blaming others.
Blaming others. This very understanding is awareness.
That's it.
And an average human mind doesn't have this type of self-awareness to remain silent or avoid reaction to those things. What is
Krishnaji say,
it?
Krishnaji thinks that it is possible for anybody.
Anybody, yes.
You try. Is it really the problem out there or here? The simple logic is for XYZ there is not a
There is
problem. For me it is a problem.
Yes.
Then problem is not outside.
Yes. Yes.
It is possible. I think that is the beauty. You need not be a highly educated person. You need not be a man or woman or Indian or anybody can do this. It is simple for anybody.
Thank you, Rajendra ji. And one more question is, how to see all wound at once and over it? Is it possible, sir?
Let us not really make it again a problem. If we have pain, find out why. Let us start in that way.
And after starting that way, when it works, then one can raise this
Allow that to
question.
reveal. Allow that to reveal a lot more.
Yes.
Don't make anything into a problem.
Yes. So, thank you very much, sir. आपका बहुत आभार. आपने समय दिया हमें साथ में सीखने के
So
लिए.
happy.
या हम चाहेंगे कि फिर आपके साथ कुछ नई चीजें सीखने का हमें अवसर मिले. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद,
Amazing
मोती जी.
opportunity. Thank you, sir.